how to get more lucky in business. So today I want to talk about positioning yourself so that you can get more lucky while building your business. And this isn't, some BS strategy or talk. This is something that I use myself every single day, and especially when I first started my journey on building this agency. And I just kind of want to go over the story of what I did, and then maybe you could apply it to yourself so you can grow your business. And in today's video, I just want to talk about getting more lucky. So when I first started off my journey, I started in November 28th of 2018 is now November 1st. So in less than 12 months, I've been able to build to a pretty close six-figure agency. I think, we're pretty much we're pretty much there already. But, I think just looking back and reflecting within the past less than 12 months, I've been able to build quite a successful business and being able to just do it all in from my bedroom and not having to leave anywhere. And didn't ask anyone for business, for referrals or anything. I went and I made that happen. So how did I position myself to be more lucky? Well, every single day I go to the gym every morning, and I listen to a different inspirational, motivational speech by really highly successful people. And recently, I heard a quote from Denzel Washington. I have in my ear just listening to people, doing their speech and whatever. And so Denzel said, you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. And that kind of just been sticking with me. You when you put yourself in a position, well, first of all, what is luck, right? Luck is considered as being at the right place at the right time. So by keeping that in mind, how do we position ourselves to put ourselves in at the right place at the right time, right? Well, we don't really know when the right time is, but we have a general idea of where the right places need to be. So, for example, if you put yourself in a dangerous community, not a safe neighborhood or whatever, chances are you're gonna run into unlucky things that might happen to you. But if you put yourself in a successful environment, you surround yourself by successful people, or for example, with Denzel's speech, you put yourself in a barbershop long enough, you're eventually going to get a haircut. So by using, and before I even heard that quote, I was already, as I reflected, I figured that I had already been doing that, because when I first started my agency, I was still struggling to get the ball rolling, get it going. And one day, I get an email from a prospect. He said, "Hey, just saw your website, saw your training video on, the things you do and stuff like that. Let's hop on a call." And we hopped on a call, and still to up to today, he is still a client. He's probably one of my best clients. He's made so many referrals. And so how did I do that? Like, I look back and I'm like, wow, that I got so lucky, like out of nowhere, out of the blue, this guy hits me up. He emails me, and he becomes a client. He's a high paying client. He refers me business. He's easy to work with. And, we've been delivering amazing results to this client. And I would say that he is the first client that really got my business rolling, and gave me the confidence, because I was able to deliver so much results to him that boosted my confidence. So whenever I sign on new clients, I was like, you know what, I can knock this out the park because I've done it before. This client, he spends tens of thousands of dollars on ad spend. So I've been able to test through his account, get results and optimize. So I was able to learn so much through this one client that had reached out to me. And I was just like, wow, I'm so lucky, just out of the blue, signed on a new client, and he happened to be the best client. But what I then figured out as I reflected was, and I'm sure most successful people, there's no such thing as luck, guys. It's positioning yourself to be open to positivity, be open to more success, be open to new clients, be open to, whatever it is that you are putting yourself in. So, like I said, going back to the analogy of you putting yourself in a bad neighborhood, and some of you don't, obviously, some of you guys don't have control over that, but I'm just saying, if you purposely place yourself, in a bad environment, then, more likely than not, bad things are going to happen. Whereas if you position yourself in a good environment, then you're more likely for good stuff to happen. So, how do we use that to our advantage to get more lucky in business? So, let's say your goal is to get more clients, right? Everyone's goal is to grow their business, grow their agency by signing on more clients. Well, how do you position yourself for that? And so, what I was doing at the beginning of my journey, beginning of my business, was I was doing so many things because I just wanted to try so many different things to see what works. I was offering free trials, and I was just focusing on giving so much value, so much content. This was before I even started my YouTube channel. I was, I was doing the whole cold emails. I made training videos. I made lead magnet ebooks, and I was just sending them out to potential clients and prospects at the time. I just kept on doing it for months. And at the time, I signed on one client like 4 months later. It started in November. I signed my first client in like the end of February. So it took about 3 months of struggling, just scrambling and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And 3 months later, signed on my new client. He was a new business, so he wasn't like the high ticket client that I really considered. He was still a high ticket client. He still paid me $1,000 to manage for management fees and things like that. But he wasn't like the client that was a game changer for me, because he was the first client, and I was still figuring out the ropes within my own agency and stuff like that. So it wasn't until the month of April, that was when I signed on that high ticket client that I'm telling you guys about, that was a game changer, that boosted my confidence, reached out to me, and things like that. Because all the first two clients I had signed in February and March, I believe, it was me prospecting, reaching out, and doing lead generation for my company, and eventually I landed two clients. But the one that reached out to me was a game changer, and I was like, wow, how am I so lucky? And as I reflect, like I'm saying, was that I positioned myself. I put myself on LinkedIn. I created a beautiful, a killer account, profile, whatever it is, website, landing page. I set all these things up to position myself to be open to new clients. So, just by using that analogy, like, what can you guys do to position yourself in, putting yourself in at the right place or at the right time? Is it, what kind of prospecting are you guys doing? What are you guys, increasing your ability to deliver a service? Can you deliver the service a lot better than someone else? So just things like that, guys. So that's how you really get more lucky. And I want to tell you guys another story of one of my really good buddies, is probably one of my best friends. He is a realtor, really, I would say pretty successful realtor here in my area in Orange County. And for about a year and a half, he had his real estate license and things like that, and he wasn't seeing like much results. He didn't really get any deals closed. He did close a couple deals, but they were through referrals, and he he didn't see it as stable income. So he was doing all this for a year and a half. He wasn't seeing stable income, and so obviously, he had to have a plan B, and his plan B was becoming a police officer. And he was trying to get into the police academy, and just doing what he can to pass the test and whatever. I don't know too much about the whole process of being getting into becoming a police officer, but I know it is a tough one, especially out here in Orange County. Becoming LAPD and stuff like that, it is very tough to do. And my friend, he isn't someone where if you look at him, he's like, and you think to yourself, oh, he's a good police officer candidate. It wasn't anything like that. He was actually, he's not a really big guy or anything like that. But that was something he wanted to do, and it was a side thing just in case this whole real estate thing didn't work out, because obviously at the time it wasn't a stable income for him to live off. And so for a year and a half, he was doing open houses, and he set up signs, he did business cards, flyers, whatever, he had any beginner realtor had to do, he was doing it. But he was doing it more than any other new realtors, I guess. So anyways, a year and a half later, he didn't get any traction, didn't have any reliable source of income, especially through real estate. And he gets accepted into, I believe, police academy. And that's a huge step, right? Getting accepted is a huge step for to becoming a police officer. So he got accepted to go to this police academy, but then at the same time, he also got an interview with this lady who is a really top realtor here in Orange County. Um, so he had two options. Number one was either go to police academy, or number two, go to this interview with this realtor team, or she was like the team leader of her real estate team, and pursue real estate. And this was going to be full time. You know, obviously the money isn't guaranteed, but joining her team would require his full attention and not go to this police academy. Sure enough, he chose not to go to the police academy. He chose to go take that interview with this lady, and she is actually the number two real estate team, second rank number two real estate team here in Orange County, guys. Like, she is the top real estate team, right? She controls pretty much my whole area, my whole city, my whole county. All this house, most of the houses that you see for sale around here is her listing. So she is very successful, very popular, very well known real estate team here in my area. So he joins the team, and right away he started seeing success. He started closing more deals because he was getting so many leads from his real estate team. And then I think to myself, and he'll tell you himself that he doesn't really consider himself like a great realtor or anything like that, because number one, he's about my age. He's 26, 27 years old. So he doesn't have what you say a ton of experience under his belt, even though, you know, it might not matter to some people, but some people might judge you off a realtor based off his experience, because it's such a huge purchase. It's a very big purchase, a very big move. But he you know, so he looks young like me, because us Asians, we don't really age or anything like that. He still looks so young. So he doesn't have a ton of experience. And number two, he's not the best communicator. And he'll tell you himself he's not a great communicator, not a great speaker. I'm not that great either. But he has the tendency to stutter a lot when he talks. So he'll stutter when he speaks. And here he is closing deals left and right. He's getting leads from a real estate team. And he'll tell me, you know, to be honest, Jordan, I got pretty lucky to, you know, join the number two rank real estate team here in Orange County. And, you know, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. You know, that's great. Yeah. You did get pretty lucky. But as I think to myself and I reflect and seeing how far I've came and seeing how far he's came, yeah, luck did have something to do with it, but it's really more about you, what you were able to do. He was able to position himself to be open to that opportunity, to that luck that you call luck, that opportunity that you call luck, right? He spent a year and a half of 1.5 years of not giving up, of seeing, you know, $0, and he's only seeing money come out on, you know, marketing and having to renew his real estate license and things like that. But, you know, 1.5 years of doing open houses and after open house after open house and not seeing, you know, any results, guys. So he's every single weekend he's putting in work and he's not seeing results, and eventually he gets this opportunity to join the number two ranked team here in real estate, and now he's just making a killing in real estate. He just purchased his first house, I think like a month ago, 2 months ago, or something like that, and he's my age. So for him to purchase a house in Orange County, houses aren't cheap here in Orange County, guys. If you guys do the math or do some research, houses here in Orange County is not cheap, and he was able to do that for himself. So that I'm really proud of him. But at the same time, you know, I learned that it wasn't so much luck. It was doing all the little things to prepare yourself to be open to that, to receiving that lucky opportunity. And so I just wanted to pass that message over to you guys. Hopefully that message was super helpful, because I know some of you guys are probably, you know, busting your butt and you're doing all these little things and you're not seeing the results, and you're like, dude, what the heck? I'm doing everything that my mentor tells me, or I'm doing everything that needs to be done, and I'm still not seeing results in whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's business, family, your health, whatever it is, guys. It's doing all the little things so that you can prepare yourself to be open to receiving these lucky opportunities. And that's what I've done myself. And just staying with it, guys, just being persistent. And I'm this is something I'm so confident in, and definitely I'll preach for it, because if I wasn't doing all the little things, and if I hadn't given up and stuff like that, I wouldn't be here today on November 1st. Less than 12 months. It's November 1st, officially November 1st of 2019. I started my business last year, November 28th, or is it 27th of 2018. So less than 1 year. I'm working from home. I built my pretty much six-figure agency here in my bedroom. I never had to leave my home to ask for anybody for business. I never had to go anywhere, do cold walk-ins or anything like that. But I did all the little things that needed to be done to receive these lucky opportunities. So hopefully this video hypes you up and keeps you going, you guys, because I've ran it. There was so many times I wanted to give up, even though it was only 12 months. Within those 12 months, it's been an emotional roller coaster, especially when, me trying to figure what works and what doesn't work. And there were so many frustrations because, there was point in times where I wasn't having a stable income, especially in those first few months, guys. It was so unreliable. I was so unsure of, even when I signed on my first client, it's like, hey, it's still month to month. I don't know if he's going to be there the next month. I'm making a little bit of money this month, but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen next month. So, guys, just stay with it and put yourself in a position to be lucky. And that's how you're going to get more lucky in business. And that's how you're going to be more successful. And I wish you guys nothing but more success. Just keep going at it. If you guys want to know more about, what I've done and how I've built my six-figure agency in less than 12 months, then definitely subscribe, turn on that notification bell setting, whatever, and join the private Facebook group, because I have a ton of free resources for you to download for you guys' agencies. So hopefully that'll help you guys out, and I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, peace.